Our next award is named for the late Bill Strasbaugh, the 1966 PGA Golf Professional of the Year and a PGA Master Professional from the Middle Atlantic section. In the spirit of this award's namesake, it is presented to PGA professionals who, by their day-to-day efforts, have distinguished themselves by mentoring their fellow PGA professionals and through their service to the community. There is no doubt that Coach Bill Strasbaugh will be very proud of the man whom so many affectionately call Uncle Nell. Nelson Long is the son of a PGA professional, followed in his father's footsteps by mentoring fellow PGA professionals who've not only been national champions in the association, but also some of the most successful members of the PGA of America. From Century Country Club in the Metropolitan PGA section, Nelson Long, Jr.
I grew up in Washington, D.C., where Bill Strasbaugh taught at Columbia Country Club. And Nelson symbolizes everything that Bill Strasbaugh stressed when it came to service to his membership, when it came to mentoring these young assistants. Bill Strasbaugh was so meaningful to those qualities, and Nelson is in lockstep with him.
There you go. That's it. Nice smooth pace there.
Century is a family club, and Nelson is like family, and he understands what values are. By mentoring pros with those values, I think is what attracts a lot of the pros, because they wanted to work with Nelson.
There's a friendly face that you can go to. You can ask questions. He can give you guidance. He will mentor you in a way that you'll remember it for life.
You know, Nelson always has the right answer for decisions that I've had to make. But I think the thing that I learned the most from working with Nelson is how to be a great human being.
Not only for the 7 years that I worked for him, but the 20 years that I've been on my own. Very instrumental. He's a very loyal guy, a very kind guy, and so he's always following up, checking on you, seeing how you're doing, and if he can help.
I think you can tell if you've made an impact because they have a certain attitude. They want to progress, and at a confidence level. You can sense that confidence level that they maybe needed, that extra step that they didn't quite have, and a lot of times just telling somebody, either a student or in this case a fellow professional, you know a lot more than you think you do.
Because of Nelson's way of doing life and business, he really added a lot of things for a trial. It really lifted the level of people's interest in golf with Nelson there.
He conducts himself with a lot of class. He always seems to do the right thing and know the right thing to do.
Everyone knows Nelson in the community. He's very involved with supporting the causes in our community.
I have a condition called dystonia, and it's a neurological condition. You usually get it at the age of around 7, and the children, their whole body is affected by the muscle spasms.
Dystonia Parkinson's charity is one of the largest pro-ams in this area, and this year the charity raised over $1 million in a one-day golf event.
He took to this event from the day it started 18 years ago, and that kind of attitude and the generous approach to that attitude in terms of philanthropy has been extraordinarily helpful, and I think sets a very high standard for other PGA pros.
Nelson's just the most phenomenal role model. He's just a wonderful human being. I think that's one of the reasons he's been so successful over the years here at the club, is that you can't hide the fact that he loves the members and the members love him.
At the end of the day, a lot of times it comes down to the simple lessons of what's right, what's wrong, what's honest, what's dishonest. And I've followed that lead. It's, I think, served me well.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Nelson Long, Jr.
Before I get started here, John Kennedy will follow me, my good friend from Westchester. And we had something planned that didn't work out. Our good friend Jim McLean takes full credit for both of us being on this stage tonight, and rightfully so. So we thought we would give him, pool our 3 minutes each and let Jim talk for 6 minutes. But there was a problem. Jim required an appearance fee if he spoke more than 5 minutes, so you're stuck with Long and Kennedy the rest of the night. I knew Bill Strasbaugh, and to win an honor associated with his name is the greatest compliment one could receive. I want to thank the PGA Awards Committee for bestowing that honor on me, and I will try to do my best to be a worthy recipient. I was lucky, being the son of a PGA pro in the Mid-Atlantic section, and growing up with Strasbaugh culture there, that anywhere I went as a junior player, young amateur, the pros were like caring uncles. I always felt like there was a hand there. If I stumbled, I tripped, if I fell, they were there to help me out. Now that culture continued as I moved to New York in '74, because fellow Hot Springs, Virginia natives and PGA pros Charlie Beveridge, the head pro at Century, had hired me, and J.C. Sneed, then on tour, who had worked there and was pushing me to go up to Century. And I'd always marveled at the fact that Charlie Beveridge was like that Bill Strasbaugh quality, where he had gotten a call from Sneed, his old Virginia neighbor, said, "I'm quitting baseball, I want to play golf." Well, what did Charlie Beveridge do but get on the phone, enlist Light Horse Harry Cooper, Ryder Cupper Bill Collins next door, and the result, 7 years later, Sneed has won 2 tour events and ends up with one of the best Ryder Cup records in golf. Now, that's mentoring. Another example, 30 years ago, I got a call from then Fisher's Island pro Dave Alvarez. Said, "I have a gentleman up here from your neck of the woods, Darrell Kessner. He needs to come down to Westchester. He's isolated here. Would you hire him?" Boy, that was my lucky day. So you see already these Bill Strasbaugh-like unselfish acts, the professionals giving up somebody to promote the other person. I wouldn't think it's fair to say I wouldn't stand before you tonight without the fantastic success that some of the assistants have had and very close to me. It's obvious that I kept my motto, I never hired anyone I could beat. Darrell Kessner, besides passing through the door, married my wife's niece, Margie, and she affectionately created the Uncle Nell and their godparents. And Rick Meskel, we saw 7 years with me. We still do a lot of things in the winter. John Gentile, a wealth of knowledge in the golf swing. Ron McDougall, how'd you like to have him as your right-hand man for 11 years while he was National Club Pro champ? And Frank Bensel, just won the stroke play here, National Assistants Champion, and C.J. Reeves are both starting their 11th year. Well, I'm not tired of them. I hope they stay another 11. These people were original, they were hospitable, and we all ended the day with a laugh and a smile. I want to thank mentors that I haven't previously mentioned, and of course, the daily mentor, my lovely wife, Terry Long, who always reminds me how important all these wonderful people are. Nelson Long Sr., who 40 years with the homestead culture, running the program there. A mother who said, jealousy is the worst vice you can have. I listen. A huge influence in a major Century Country Club. If you had to design the perfect incubator to develop a young PGA professional, it would be Century Country Club. The support, the encouragement, the counsel, the advice that we've all received there has no equal. My Virginia Tech coaches, professors, and teammates. In Jamaica, 30 years ago, former Century president Edgar Coleman Sr., who is still at age 93 a mentor. And a 37-year trusted advisor, our beloved Met PGA Executive Director Charles Robeson, and Jim McLean and David Glens, who elevated my teaching skills greatly working with golf schools with them. In closing, the Strasbaugh spirit is alive and well. I sure know that because I've been a lifelong beneficiary of it. But don't take it for granted. We have to carry on that tradition. It's important to the PGA of America, and I know we can count on you, the women and men of the PGA of America. My sincere thanks to you all.